one?
Yeah.
See.
Okay, so I want you to look at Chinamasta so that you can follow along, because before we do the practice, and if you want, we can just pass this around, and you can pass this around as well. Okay, so what we're doing is we're looking at the image of Chinamasta as our guide for this morning. Let me try to find her mandala amidst these mandalas. Okay, it's a little bit of a shocking image there. No?
Yeah.
It's like one of those, you know, the Mahavidyas in popular culture sometimes get a really bad rap. And the reason why they get a really bad rap is because of images like this.
Thank you.
But what we need to understand is why she looks like that. What is the underlying symbolism to the image of Chinamasta? Okay. Triangle's facing the wrong way. So if you notice, these three have something in common.
The triangle.
It's the yoni.
Yoni, yes.
Yeah, the downward facing triangle, the yoni. Okay. So Chinamasta is, along with Kali and Tara, in the tantric system, a very important goddess. Even though she looks freaky. You know, who would cut off their own head? Who would cut off their own head? Every time you have a baby, that's exactly what happens. Okay? But that's another symbolism. What I'm going to give you is the hidden meaning to the image of Chinamasta from the tantric system. Okay? So if you look at the picture of Chinamasta, first of all, the most obvious thing is she's cut off her own head. Okay? And from her head is splurting 3 streams of blood. And she's got 2 friends on either side. We call them handmaidens, who are drinking from the blood of her neck. And her own head is only drinking the middle stream. So this middle stream, her own head, which is cut off, is drinking the middle stream. And then underneath her, so these are her legs, underneath her is a couple having sex. See that? So underneath her, there's a couple having sex, and she's standing right above them with her own head cut off. It's very graphic. And her own head is drinking her own blood. She's got a knife on the other hand. And she's got 2 of her friends drinking her blood while she drinks the middle stream. What does this mean? Okay, the most obvious thing is the head cut off. So I'll discuss it first. This is absence of ego. Okay, so it's the absence of the ego. And if you think again about when you deliver a baby, like in the postpartum period, like I remember, I think I mentioned this, that after my son was born, you know, I went into the hospital and my mom told me to pack because she is helping me get ready for the hospital. And so I got my skimpy cut-off shorts, I got my tank top, you know, and she looks at what I packed and she's like, oh no. And she grabs it and pulls it out and she gets my pregnancy clothes and she puts it in the bag. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? But this thing's coming out, right? And after I had my baby, I remember being naked in the bath, looking at my body in the mirror, thinking, it's over. Right? It's over. It's like a battlefield after the war, you know. This is what This is the death of the ego. Okay? It's beautiful and scary at the same time to lose yourself, right? Or what you thought was you. So for a woman who thinks that this is, for a woman in summer, when you're in Lalita, right? You're in summer. Then you get pregnant, right? Then you have a baby. It's over. This is how you feel after. All right? So this is Chinnamasta. Okay? Okay. But it's more than that. Okay. So why is she drinking the middle stream? Okay. First of all, these three streams represent our three main nadis of the body. Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. So, raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
I know
Review
just
them.
Ida and Pinga.
Yeah. So, Ida is the left side of the body, right side of the brain. Pingala is the right side of the body, left side of the brain. So, Chinnamasta signifies a being who is only drinking from the middle stream, which means that their Sushumna is active. Okay, so Sushumna is active. So 1, 0 ego. Because you've cut your head off. 2, Sushumna is active. Or energy is rising up through the central channel. Okay. All right, fine. Well, what about these guys underneath? What's up with that? What's the deal with that? Why are you standing over a copulating couple? Is it an orgy? Okay, no, actually not. What it means is that so this womb of ours, for men it's their sperm sac. For women, it's the womb. Okay? Has a very, very powerful force. For women more than men. If you look at the energy field of a man, this is what you get. Central channel, and here in the heart, there's a circle like this. Meaning, they have in their auric field, the central channel, and a vortex of energy around their heart. But for a woman, you see two vortexes. This is a woman's energy field. You've got the vortex around the heart and the vortex around the womb. So the womb energy for a woman is very powerful. What if, instead of using that womb energy to create babies in the later stages of life, we use that womb energy for higher purposes? This is why she's drinking from the middle stream. And this is why she's standing over a copulating couple, which indicates victory over this space. Remember what Manis told you? Two things you need to control. This guy, this guy. Okay? So, what this indicates, she's standing over copulating couple, means that she has used this powerful energy down here for spiritual awareness, and that's why she's drinking from the middle stream. In Tantric Yoga, if you do something called sublimation of your fluids of the body, and this is why in Tantra, it's not about fucking everyone you see. Popular belief thinks that. Actually, the opposite. You're not supposed to actually have sex, because you're supposed to use that energy, draw it up, sublimate those fluids in order to produce something called Amrit. Have you heard of this word, Amrit? Amrit is nectar. And to higher yogic practices not included in this course, what happens is your brain produces this substance at the pineal gland. And this substance, we call it DMT nowadays. Your brain produces it. You don't need to go and fly to Peru. Okay? Your brain produces it under the right meditative conditions. And they've tested Buddhist monks with their production of DMT. 1 drop of DMT is produced in the brain has like an orgasm event. All the neurons fire at the same time. This is why Buddhist monks have been clocked with using 80% of the brain, 90% of the brain. I think the highest was 80 or 90. A normal person would have an aneurysm. But these dudes are having spiritual experiences through this production of DMT in their brain and through the meditative practices that they do. So if this is Amrit and your head is drinking the nectar, this means that I've risen above my lower desires and I'm using that energy for spiritual liberation. This is the true meaning of Chinnamasta. This is why she's my favorite Mahavidya. Okay, because I'm in the journey of liberation. So instead of using my energies for, I can enjoy, but you know, this is the truth, okay? I'll tell you the truth. When I started getting into certain meditative practices, you feel all the cells of your body in an orgasm. All the cells of your body. Imagine how it feels. It's not only down here, it's everywhere. So if you felt all the cells of your body having an orgasm at the same time, and some guy comes up to you and says, you know, I'm going to do this, this, this. I'm like, that's it? You know, thanks. You know, because there's just a more incredible way to connect. Now my vision now is to find a guy that can do what I do so that we can, you know, have all the cells of our bodies orgasm at the same time together. How cool would that be? Anyway, pretty rare, so I'm still looking. Anyway. So this is the true meaning of Chinnamasta. Okay. Later on in the day, what Joe is going to give you, because number one, we're not done with the pregnancy talk yet. So after breakfast, she's going to give you the do's and don'ts of pregnancy. And then she's going to talk about postpartum, which is probably the most dangerous time, because women like me think that they'll just go back immediately to what they did before they got pregnant, which is completely untrue. Okay, and they don't even tell anyone, and then they just rock up to the gym the next day and think that, you know, they can do this, which they can't. Okay, and you'll find out why later on. That this is, you know, when you're pregnant, you're careful, and then because you've lost your head when you're postpartum, you're not careful anymore, and the trainer has to be careful with you. Okay. You'll get all of that after breakfast and possibly a sample workout. Okay, a sample workout that's suitable for someone after they deliver the baby. Okay, but right now what we're going to do in the morning is something different. Okay. There are certain practices that will allow you to get the feeling of being headless. When the ego dives into the heart, this is the cure for the ego. And also, if you're able to clear the energy space in your head to such a high degree that you feel like the head's not there anymore. So we're going to attempt to do that this morning. And then, we're going to work on headstands. Okay, so first I'm going to make your head disappear, then we're going to stand on it. Okay, that's what we're going to do this morning. Okay. If you're having your periods today, you will not be doing the headstand. Raise your hand if you're still on like third day, second day. the heavy days.
Oh, no, not heavy.
If you're not heavy anymore, like you're in spring, it's fine. Okay, but if you're in a heavy day, you won't be joining us anyway. You can handstand, right? Okay, so you don't need this lesson. Okay, maybe you can help me with others. Okay, all right. So that's the agenda for today. Okay, so if anyone needs to go to the bathroom, I suggest you do it now. We will start in 5 minutes. You will need a bolster for the first activity. So if you don't have a bolster and 2 blocks, please get them. And we'll start in 5 minutes.
Oh, the light is so pretty. I mean you.